Christian, a sister as a Christian, she should have used her moral judgment as a Christian and her belief system to come up with her judgment. This is a big shame.
Do you think it was deliberate on her part?
It is deliberate. I mean, the president can say that somebody is sending a case to the court while there was nothing at the court. It showed clearly that the president is not prepared to sign. He would not sign. Now the hurdle has been cleared. Somebody will say, if the president signs it, will you be surprised? That is his own legacy. I like to sign or not to sign. For me, I've ruled him out.
Let's stay a while with the judiciary. The petition filed by private legal practitioner Professor Kweku Asare to have Chief Justice, Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokoni removed on grounds of stated misconduct and incompetence has been met with mixed reactions. Former director of the Ghana School of Law, Dr. Ansa Asare, says the petition is without merit, but for lawyer Nana Kwesi Boete, it is only a committee prescribed by the Constitution that can determine the fate of the petition. The petitioner accuses Chief Justice Tokonu of violating constitutional and administrative principles, claiming that her actions have compromised the credibility and integrity of the judiciary. He argues that removing her is necessary to restore public confidence in Ghana's judicial system. Let's take a listen to the two legal practitioners who spoke earlier on Star FM.
I have sued the judge and I'm praying for an order directed at the Chief Justice to transfer this particular judge who has remained at the same post for over 15 years. So if the Chief Justice herself felt that that particular judge ought to be transferred and she transferred that judge, what wrong? It wouldn't, case in injustice. Administratively, the judges have to be routinely transferred. So if the Chief Justice exercises such power or authority, she should not be impeached for doing what the law says she can do.
I don't think it's up to me or anybody to determine at this stage whether the petition is or without merit. Article 146 is quite very clear. When a petition for the removal of the Chief Justice comes, the President shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint a committee consisting of 2 justices of the Supreme Court, one of whom shall be appointed and determined by the President, and 3 other persons who are not members of the Council of State, nor members of Parliament, nor lawyers. So this committee of 5 has to be constituted. It is up to that committee of 5 to go into an inquiry in camera and determine whether or not the Chief Justice should be removed. Now, I do not think that all the evidence the person has in support of an allegation for the removal of a Chief Justice can be put in the petition.
You're watching News Tonight with me, Bernice, Abu-Baidoo, Lansah. The Ghana National Association of Alternative Dispute Resolution Practitioners, NAP, is urging political leaders, security agencies and its members to prioritize national unity and peace in this government transition phase. The call comes as the country navigates tension following the general elections. At the annual mandatory continuing professional development workshop in Accra, NAP's president Daniel Owusu-Kranting emphasized the association's responsibility to foster a stable and peaceful political environment, especially during this crucial period.
The workshop, held in collaboration with the Institutes of Paralegal Training and Leadership Studies, IPLS, also marked the induction of 95 new ADR practitioners into NAP. The event aimed to enhance the professional competence of ADR practitioners, equipping them to address the growing complexities of conflict resolution in Ghana. Daniel Owusu-Kranting charged ADR professionals to uphold their role as peace agents.
There is an increasing desire of our members to set up private centers. And the knowledge gained from their ADR studies and the board is determined to support the growing edge for the promotion of private ADR practice from NAP members. The board will develop the rules for regulating the private practice of our members so that private practitioners will be compelled to operate in accordance with the ADR profession, accordance with the ethics of the ADR profession. Ladies and gentlemen, as ADR practitioners, Our utmost duty is to contribute to the building of a peaceful political environment in Ghana before, during, and after the national elections.
Alex Nate, patron of NAP and an ADR practitioner, urged members to focus on societal benefits rather than personal gains.
I've seen so many things that are disheartening. Hostility among public servants, pulling back, pulling back, undermining others so that we could be elevated. We have instances where deputies undo their bosses so that they become substantive. These are the reasons why many of us have not made headway. And this morning it is no need. If you change your ways and you back on the right path, what have been lost over the years as a result of these unacceptable tendencies will be restored to you.
Reflecting on ADR's impact, Rector of IPLS, Theresa Ifua Brown, highlighted its pivotal role in resolving disputes within families and institutions, underscoring its potential to shape Ghana's future conflict resolution landscape. The event themed the practice of ADR in Ghana today and the future, what the practitioner must look for, reiterated the importance of ADR in ensuring peace and stability in the face of political and societal challenges.
You're watching News Tonight with me, Bernice, Abu-Baidoo, Lansah. Still to come, President-elect John Dramani Mahama's transition team serves notice to reverse last-minute recruitment. We've got more after this. Please stay. Thank you for staying here on News Tonight with me, Bernice, Abu-Baidoo, Lansah. It's now time to bring you election-related news. This is your Election Hub. Elections are done, a president-elect has been announced, and joint transition team has already started working. They've worked for just about a week, but there are disagreements on a number of issues. So far, 3 statements have been issued by the 2 teams, 2 from the incoming government side and 1 from the outgoing government. The incoming team is accusing the outgoing government of acting in bad faith and has served notice to reverse any last-minute payments and recruitment. My colleague Tutuwa Danso has been monitoring the work of the transition team and is here to help us understand exactly what has been happening. What do you have for us, Vanessa?
Absolutely. Well, as you rightly said, so far there have been 3 meetings or 3 releases from the joint teams, 2 from the incoming government and 1 from the outgoing government. Let me just go straight into the statements if that is ready for us to take a look at it. But so far it has been a brouhaha. So the incoming team says that, you know what, we are going to reverse every last minute.
Well, apologies, we seem to have a challenge with Vanessa's line. We'll fix it. But basically, what Vanessa has been trying to explain is that she's been monitoring the work of the joint transition team, and we know that some statements have been released. Let me just furnish you with details of same. And this is coming from Felix Ofusukwachi, who speaks for the incoming government side. And the statement reads, at the second meeting of the joint transition team held on Friday, December 13, 2024, it was agreed that all ongoing significant payments, recruitments, and other such activities must be submitted to the transition team for consideration on a case-by-case basis. This is to bring clarity to the status of these payments and recruitments and offers an amicable structure for satisfactorily addressing the issues involved. All public officials are therefore strongly encouraged to comply without fail and resist any undue pressures. And it's signed the Felix Kwachi-Ofosu, spokesperson, Mahama Transition Team. You have it, and sincere apologies for the technical hitches, but Vanessa is back, and she's been monitoring, like I said, the meeting of the joint transition team, and she has details for us. Vanessa, what can you tell us?
Well, so essentially, let me just recover everything I said because of the technical issues, but there have been 3 releases so far, 2 from the incoming government and 1 from the outgoing government over issues that have arisen as a result of the transitions. You know that they have to be involved in some smooth transitions for the next government to take over. So let me just go quickly to the first one that was released by the NDC, and it says that at the second meeting of the joint transition team held on Friday, December 13, 2024, it was agreed that all ongoing significant payments, recruitment, and other such activities must be submitted to the transition team for consideration on a case-by-case basis, as you read earlier. This is to bring clarity to the status of these payments and recruitment and offers an amicable structure for satisfactorily addressing the issues involved. All public officials are therefore strongly encouraged to comply without fail and resist any undue pressures. Well, this is signed by Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, the spokesperson for the transition team. But that was just the first leg of it. Second, it says that the transition team, at its second meeting today, December 13, 2024, at the Accra International Conference Center, arrived at the following decisions. 1. The constitution of 6 additional subcommittees, namely Finance and Economy, Energy and Natural Resources, Legal and Governance, Infrastructure, Interior or Public Safety or Security, and Social Sector. 2. Membership of the various subcommittees comprised of 3 nominees, each from the outgoing and incoming governments, with the head of civil service, head of local government service, and cabinet secretary joining any committee when their services are required. So this is really from the outgoing governments, where they had already instituted also a committee. And the third one says that the co-chairs are further directed that handing over notes should be delivered to subcommittee chairs to commence work immediately. The initial work is expected to be delivered within 1 week. 4. Additionally, outgoing sector ministers, head of agencies and technical staff will be invited to assist the subcommittees when handing over notes submitted by their respective sectors are being discussed. Fifth one says that regarding concerns about ongoing recruitment and payments, it was noted that the government term expires at the midnight of 6th January 2025. These recruitment processes and payments have received the relevant statutory approvals and have not been proven to be illegal. Okay, let me just go on quickly before we have a conversation. This also says that it was decided that any specific allegations of illegality about any particular payment or recruitment should be brought to the attention of the transition team for a decision to be made. And 6th, kindly disregard any statements purporting to indicate that a committee has taken a decision to the effect that all our ongoing payments and recruitment should be referred to the transition team, as same does not reflect the records of the meeting. And 7, I would like to reiterate government's commitment to a seamless transitional process as we prepare to pass the baton to the incoming government on 7th January 2027. So, Bernice, there you have it. This is the second statement from, or the first actually from the government, but second in general from the entire transition team. So, okay, the third one is ready. Let me just go through it briefly. The transition team of the President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has noted that despite an agreement reached at the second meeting of the joint transition team held on Friday, December 13, 2024, the last-minute recruitment, payments, and other such actions be cleared with the joint transition team, the NPP government continues to undertake these activities without recourse to the agreement. The transition team of the President-elect wishes to state emphatically that given the bad faith displayed by the government, all these payments, recruitment, transfers and promotions, some of which have been backdated, will be reversed and, where necessary, public officials responsible for them held to strict account when a formal transfer of power takes place. Now, for the avoidance of doubt, all public officials are strongly cautioned to resist pressure from outgoing political actors to engage in these acts, as they could attract severe consequences when the new government takes over. Signed again by Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, the spokesperson for the John Mahama transition team. So essentially, that has been it. I don't know if you recall what happened in 2016, where the then outgoing president, Mahama, was making some last-minute appointments, and then the NPP government had raised concerns. Well, Felix said that it wasn't illegal. He was very clear in his words that it wasn't illegal because the government was going to expire on the midnight of 7th January, 6th January, I beg your pardon, 2017. But this is him today, in 2024, describing what is happening as an illegality. But we hope to see how this whole thing unfolds and how the government will resolve the issues. Whether they're going to repeat what Akufo-Addo did when he was sworn into power by, reversing the appointments of some of these people, or Mahama will just stick to them and work with them. We will see that, I believe, subsequently.
Thank you so much. That's my colleague Tutu Atom, so bringing us details of that meeting, or what has been transpiring rather between the various teams that make up the joint transition team. Meanwhile, the minority parliament has charged the incoming Mahama administration to reverse all last-minute appointments and recruitments being carried out by the outgoing Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo administration. The NDC MPs, for instance, have flagged a decision by government to appoint a new chief director for the Ministry of Roads and Highways a day after the retirement of the former. Addressing the media, minority chief whip Gavins Kwame Agboja warned against such developments.
As we speak, people have been sent to training centers for the police, immigration, and other things. They don't even know where to sleep. But somebody sent them there, hoping that come what may, they may go through training and become whatever they want them to become. We've heard about Bank of Ghana, NHIS, DVLA, everybody doing all sorts of recruitment without due process. There's a new one happening, which is people who have retired. For instance, the Chief Director of Ministry of Roads and Highways retired somewhere last week. All of a sudden, the Ministry of Roads and Highways have decided to appoint a new Chief Director today. When the government has already lost election, isn't this supposed to be a decision to be taken by the incoming government? I think this is wrong. And as I speak to you, that decision has been taken, and they are hurriedly trying to recruit somebody to be the new chief director. This is totally unnecessary. What the ministry should be doing is to be looking for ways to raise funds to pay the contractors who have worked on many roads in our country, who are owed billions of cedis. So I am saying that these appointments would have to be looked at. These appointments would have to be looked at because they are not done in good faith. They are done to basically serve some people's interests. So all these appointments of new chief directors and other things cannot be seen to be in good faith.
And that's how we end our focus on election-related matters for News Tonight. And in business, the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana has expressed hope in President-elect John Dramani Mahama to introduce policies that will revive the economy and restore the confidence of the business community. According to the Executive Secretary of the Association, Samson Asaki Awengobit, this year has been particularly challenging for businesses, leaving many stagnant and unable to record any growth.
In regards to the cedi to the dollar rate, many businesses who used to import went on silent because if they imports, their capital got burned, and people were losing sales revenue over 40% month by month, and it has not been easy for the business community. Expectations are very high, just like my industry, the business community expect better policies. New government will come to offer policies and solutions to control inflation, to control city depreciations and stuff on. I see hope is coming. I see good new policies that are going to come. I see 120 days of John Mahama will give some certain tax scrapping, and that will cushion the consumers' needs as well.
Now, co-founder of the Equitas Foundation, Dr. Yao Pebi, has called on individuals in leadership positions to foster an enabling environment that promotes positive mentorship for the next generation. Speaking at a forum organized by the foundation, and which is dedicated to youth development and leadership training, Dr. Pebi emphasized the transformative power of mentorship.
between unemployed youth, the job market, and training programs focused on entrepreneurship, interviews, and employment. Speaking alongside the forum, Dr. Yao Pebi called on leaders in the country to offer mentorship opportunities for the youth to learn.
To whom much has been given, much is required. So you've been a CEO, you've been an MD, it behoves on you to open such opportunities for others to learn, grow, etc. Now for those, and then the other side is the demand side, right? I would say that keep searching, search online, ask friends.
Program Director for Equitas Foundation, Frempoma Aga, explained the essence of the forum.
It is a youth-focused program, and we build workplace skills. We give them skills to become resilient. So it's a lifelong thing that we give them. When the students finish tertiary education, be it polytechnic or university, usually there's a gap between what they have and what the employer is looking for. So our program bridges this gap with skill training. And there's a 12-week program, and throughout the 12 weeks, we take them through practical skills, we take them through internships, and by the end of the 12 weeks, they are ready.
Barikisu Hamidu, a beneficiary of Equitas Alumni Forum, urged the public to seize the opportunity to participate in the program.
A friend of mine recommended me for the Equitas program, and I decided to take advantage of it because it is free. They are going to impact you, transform your life, and it's free. Most people, you'd have to pay for it. So when I came, I met amazing people, and this is like a safe space where there's no judgment. No one is going to judge you, no one is going to laugh at you if you don't know anything. It is a learning space. Thanks to Equitas, because one of the things that Equitas hits on is intentionality. And I got my current job thanks to Equitas because
This is News Tonight with me, Bernice, Abu-Baidoo, Lansah. It's now time for sports, and Benjamin Iyamwa is here. Benjamin, you have some good news for us?
Absolutely. It has to do with the amputee football team of Ghana who have qualified for the Mundial. We'll be hearing from their coach speaking of excitement in the ranks of the team after this news came through for them. Plus some story of an interesting young lady who aspires to play for Ghana, not DR Congo, in women's football. All that and many more coming up in sports after this. So rising football talent Thelma Bafo has revealed attempts by Congo DR to convince her to play for their women's national team after helping her club TP Mazembe to win the CAF Champions League this year. The promising striker, known for exceptional skills, revealed on the game on GHOne that she wants to rep Ghana at the highest level, and that her utmost dream will choose Ghana over DR Congo.
Nothing really, but the way things are going, and I think I might be called on. It's a dream. Like I'll feel very happy playing for my country, and that would be like I'll be very happy joining the team picking the cup or anything. I'll be very glad to help because that's my motherland country. I wouldn't go anywhere naturalized for any country. No, I was born and raised in Ghana, so I'm very glad. They wanted me to join. I was after the Champions League. The president of the national team was asking if I've ever played for. So I told her no. I asked her why. She was like, she talked to me, but I know what she's trying to.
Ghana's amputee football team, the Black Challenge, have been confirmed as qualified for the upcoming WAF World Cup by the World Amputee Football Federation. Ghana qualified for the World Cup to be held in April next year when they won the Amputee AFCON in Egypt, and have now been confirmed alongside Morocco, Algeria, Nigeria, Angola, Liberia, and Egypt from Africa. Africa for the first time will have same slots as Europe in a world football competition. Now, coach for the Black Challenge, Stephen Richard Obeng, says being confirmed as qualified means a lot to the entire team as they missed out on the last edition. He also called for support for the national team as they begin preparations for the Mundial.
Yeah, to see Ghana confirmed in participating in the 2026 World Cup, It means a lot to me, it means a lot to the team and the players and Ghana as a whole. The last World Cup, we were disqualified, even though we qualified, but some 1 or 2 teams disqualified us. So it means a lot to us. This is the time to prove to Ghanaians that, yes, we are not just African champions. We can go to the world and explore and excel. So it's a great privilege for us, and we are praying and going to work harder. We're not going to let Mother Ghana down. And we will use this opportunity to call for support, because we will have to use 2025 for full preparations for the team, so we can do our best for Mother Ghana during the 2026. We call on the president-elect and other companies to open their doors for us, so we can get sponsorship to prepare the team for the World Cup. Thank you.
And that should be it for our sports. Back to you, Bernice, for the rest.
Well, interesting news for us. We've got our fingers crossed, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Hopefully
we just can't wait to get them in action.
Yeah, they can win us something. We've been dealing with the drought for so long.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Benjamin. Well, President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, has underscored the importance of equity in tertiary education as a key tool to breaking the cycle of poverty. Speaking during the 16th congregation of the School of Graduate Studies of the University of Professional Studies, the President highlighted his administration's strides in the education sector. He urged the graduating class to uphold the values of patriotism, hard work, and excellence.
Remains at the heart of our national development agenda. It is the great equalizer, the surest pathway to breaking the cycle of poverty and reducing inequality. Over the past 8 years, my government has prioritized free secondary high school education, ensuring that every Ghanaian child, regardless of background, has access to quality education. Our commitment does not stop there. We're actively pursuing reforms to enhance tertiary education in Ghana, improving access, governance, and quality. These efforts aim to position institutions like UPSA to compete on the global stage while equipping students with the tools to thrive. The National Security Strategy outlines our resolve to building educational infrastructure based on equity, quality, and inclusivity, ensuring that no child is indeed left behind. To the graduating class, as you prepare to step into the world beyond these walls, I encourage you to embrace 3 guiding principles that have served me well over the years: hard work, excellence, and patriotism.
Amen.
Now, real estate firm Sino Africa is appealing to government to immediately halt the operations of encroachers and firms with no authority to develop the Borteman land. The appeal comes amid alarming reports of armed land guards allegedly intimidating and harassing residents and legitimate developers. According to Director of Operations at Sino Africa, Gabriel Forsby, the situation may escalate if authorities do not intervene.
I think that sanity should prevail. For the appeal to be determined, I believe that sanity should prevail. There should be peace in Borteman. You know, we had, like I intimated, we've always enjoyed our peace and quiet. We've not had any problems with anybody since we have been here. In 2010, and so for us, it comes as a surprise that somebody would just appear and start developing the land at such meteoric speed, you know, with a view or aim of overreaching us, you know, and dissipating the land for that matter in a wanton way. So we want government, whoever is listening, to take action immediately. The police, you know, just so that, like I said, we don't want any loss of lives. We don't want anybody losing their life and so on. So if the intervention of the police is necessary, first of all, to avoid an irretrievable violation of our right to own property as a company, and then also to ensure that peace prevails in this area.
And that'll be it for this edition of News Tonight with me, Bernice Abu-Baidoo Lansah. Really appreciate your company. There's more news when you log on to starfmonline.com. Do have a good evening.